again, just brings a bit more attention to this event. Obviously not run as often as the 1500s, but yeah, I think it's going to make it pretty exciting to see what we do here, and then see how this pans out come the Commonwealth Games.
The athletes then hear the sound of the siren, and away they go. Jill Cherry taking them out, acting I think essentially as a pacemaker in the early stages, looking to work their way around that top bend. So really as Ansel takes the lead, and some movement now in second and third place, but Ansel very much concerned with what lies ahead. So come round with 3 laps to go, this 200 track, and the crowd really getting involved now in this women's mile race as they come back round. Remember, we'll see 2 laps to go as Ansel makes their way through. Again, some movement.
It's difficult being out there on your own. And when you hear the crowd, you just don't know how close that pack is behind you. But she's maintaining it well here, actually. I did think they were gaining on her there, but I just think she had a little spurt there just in that previous lap, and I think she's just maintained that. But you know, these girls behind her, they're battling it together. She's out on her own out there, and it's about just hanging on in there. Final lap, I think she's got a clear enough gap here to maintain this.
Yeah, well, Ansel will certainly take the bell, and in second place Zoe Toland, but the race very much on for second at the moment with Niamh Carr of Ireland as well. Those are the top 3 sitting in 4th place, Stephanie Tucker. But Ansel is down the back straight, and suddenly a bit of movement there. Is Ansel going to be under pressure as Carr, and also Toland looking to try and accelerate round that top bend. But it's been an excellent race from Beth Ansel, and Ansel of Edinburgh heading down the home straight to take the victory. In second place, it looks as if those two that have been toe-to-toe just behind Ansel, hard to separate, but Carr has just been able to beat Toland. Carr in second, Toland in third place. An excellent run though. The pacemaker very effective, and Beth Ansel was the one that was willing to go with the pacemaker and then take it out from the front with those final 4-5 laps. So success for Turkey as confirmation. Beth Ansel winning in a time of 4 minutes 38.38 seconds in the women's mile. Niamh Carr of Ireland finishing in second place. And under Scotland Livingston Athletics Club, Alistair Street of Gulbarchan Athletics Club, Tala Tesco's the Turkish runner, bringing a little bit of international flavour to this field. And of course, middle distance running indoors, it has its hazards because tactical running can sometimes lead to athletes tripping. So Jack Patton there, the last on camera, personal best of 3 metres 40. There's the gun. And away they go. McGill of Stride Athletics coming around that top bend, working very hard. Sitting now in second place, Tom Graham Marr, the Aberdeen runner, looking to take the lead now. So Marr in front of McGill, but watching all the time is Ryan Martin, who's now moved into second place. Tesco's now back into third. So Martin could be challenged here by the Turkish runner. What does he have after a bright start? Coming around that top bend now, a bit of movement once more. Tom Graham Marr then has the lead. Tesco's in second place. A lap to go, the sound of the bell. Movement now as Martin's going to be challenged on the outside, but hands on to third place. Tesco's then looking to try and put pressure on Tom Graham Marr. The Turkish runner now into the lead. A strong stride round that top end into the home straight, beginning to accelerate. Remember, a very impressive run of 3:36.67, his personal best, and he's going to, looks as if he's going to be just short of that. Yes, he may well have broken 4 minutes for that mile, the Turkish runner. A very impressive performance there. And Ailey, he bided his time before striking when it really mattered in that final lap.
Yeah, it was interesting because he kind of seemed to want to go with the pacemaker at the start there and sort of set his stall out, but then almost settled into the pack a little bit, you know, just in the middle towards the end of that race. And then, yeah, obviously knew he had that left for that last lap, made his move, and yeah, nice, solid, comfortable, well, I say comfortable when, you know, it's definitely not comfortable. It's a hard slog out there, but yeah, it was a good tactical performance there.
The 400 metre athletes are getting introduced to the crowd.
Lavia Nielsen there introduced, warm applause there. 2 bronze medals in the relay in the 2024 Olympics. World Relay silver medalist in London and in Budapest. So world and Olympic medal quality running out of lane 6. Puffin Malik in lane 5 from Harrow. North Downs Athletics Club has Rachel McCann, so eliminating lane 1. But the standout athlete will certainly be Lavana Nielsen, 49.87, her personal best indoors. And like the lady alongside us, a multiple relay medal winner at major championships. One of the stars that the crowd of 1,350 have come along to see in Glasgow this evening. And Nielsen gets away well, but so too does Puffin Malik of Harrow. Those two running cleanly down. McCann also a strong start, a little bit of movement there, Abbott just ahead of the Italian Corvetto. Nielsen then sitting on that outside lane, taking the lead, coming inside. 24 or so seconds through that first 200 metres. Malik in second place, a little bit of movement though, as the top 3 have been able to break away. Corvetto just sitting at the back, but it remains Lavia Nielsen. Nielsen coming round. Malik trying to hold on here from Rachel McCann. McCann may not quite have enough to snatch second place. Nielsen, the clear winner, and coming through to grab fourth place there was Lauren Abbott ahead of Anna Corvetto of Italy. So an impressive 52.38 early on in the season, but all eyes have very much been on Lavia Nielsen. Lavia Nielsen, confirmation, sorry Dale, that she did indeed win the first round of the women's 400. Hannah Breer on the camera, so too Tess McHugh. 2 of the 5 runners in the third of 3 400 metre heats. Jasmine Moss from Gateshead, moving there to the crowd. Away they go then this time, and in the outside lane Hannah Breer got a good start, but so too did the athletes immediately there in the middle, McHugh and Moss. And McHugh is the first to chase down Hannah Breer. And now, just as the lead coming off that top bend, will be looking to try and take the lead, but Breer is fighting back, and he's able just to cross her lanes and take the lead. But it's a mighty battle between these two here, Breer and McHugh. Jasmine Moss a little bit further back, Lauren Kerr. This race really could be anyone's of the 3, but perhaps it's a little bit too much for Jasmine Kerr to do here. Kerr is now coming. Jasmine Moss it is in fact coming through from the back, and Jasmine Moss has been able to steal it just on the line ahead there of Tess McHugh. Fine piece of running there from Jasmine Moss, and again perhaps tactical, having enough energy in the final 100 metres or so to make the break round the bend and then finish it off in that home straight.
Yeah, that is what we want to see. That is a good 400 metre race. I mean, we talk about getting the break, and ideally you want to win the break so you can then kind of control that second lap. You know, you can sometimes put the brakes on or push, and you know, you make people go around you. But sometimes if that break is going to be too fast, it is about just biding your time, being patient, just having that confidence that you've got that energy left to take them on the home straight. And yeah, that 400 had everything there. I like the little bit of the argy-bargy at the break, and then that nice little sneaky finish at the end there. So a really good race. It just shows you how tactical the 400 metre indoor actually is.
Confirmation of the second of the 3 heats. Jasmine Moss winning in a time of 52.83 seconds. Tess McHugh finishing second, 52.99. Hannah Breer in third place, 53.47, and that was an excellent finish and some good tactics shown there, particularly by Jasmine Moss. And so Sofia Lavrancina runs out of lane 6. Lavrancina, one of the Portuguese contingent of athletes taking part this evening. Natasha Harrison, 53.04, her best time. Again away, first time. And a good start there from Louisa Stoney in lane number 5. And running well also is Louise Evans in lane 4. So Evans and Stoney looking to try and close down Lavrancina of Portugal. And Stoney nudges her way in front. So it looks as if Stoney could then come off her lane and take the lead as she takes the bell. Stoney then in front, going round that bottom bend and looking very much to lead the way. Lavrancina's certainly be disappointed to have slipped back, not showing a 52.89 thing just at the moment, but it's a battle on here between the two runners as Lavrancina again tries to hit back, but Lavrancina just unable to catch Louisa Stoney, and Stoney comes through 52.09. So that is a personal best for Louisa Stoney. Sofia Lavrancina will be close to her own personal best after a second wind from the Portuguese athlete. Ailey, what do you make of her latest offering in the women's 400?
Yeah, that was a great race and a brilliant time as well. Sometimes, obviously, you know, lanes 5 and 6 are they're the preferred lanes in the 400 metres, and a lot of people prefer 6. But I think, you know, being in lane 5, you can actually just see a little bit more, and that's what you saw there with Stoney. She was just able to sort of see what was going on outside. She just looked so smooth going into that break. And then she was able to just control that second lap. I don't even know if she maybe just put the brakes on a little bit, just going down that back straight, and then she just made sure she had that enough coming down that home straight. So yeah, an excellent race.
As we get confirmation there of Louisa Stoney winning the women's third and final heat of the 400 metres. Lavrancina of Portugal finishing in second place. Natasha Harrison in third with a time of 54.86 seconds.
Representing Belgium, Alexander Doom.
So there's Alexander Doom being introduced to the crowd.
In 5.
Nonchalant wave to the crowd.
Finalist over the 400 metre hurdles in 2025.
Jake Minsel, under 23 finalist in 2025. Jake Minsel. Takes a deep breath there. He knows the quality that is immediately in front of him. Greg Kelly. Away first time. Steady start from Doom, but Jake Minsel got an excellent start. Doom just holding off at the moment with a stronger sprint of 100 metres down that back straight. Minsel looking to just take the lead going into the bell. Bradley Francis going with Minsel and Doom. Doom just on the shoulder of Minsel, may well be biding his time. Bradley Francis in third place, just trying also to ensure he can stay with the pack, but he's been overtaken now in the back straight into the top bend then, and Jake Minsel then is trying to hold off the quality of Alexander Doom. Doom just grimacing as he tries to gather an extra inch or two on the line, and in third place an excellent piece of running as well from Greg Kelly. A strong back straight, didn't have quite enough to split the 1 and 2 there, but Jake Minsel, all eyes will be on him.
Yeah, that was incredible. He got out of the blocks so quick. His start was really good, and he was up on Doom, you know, 30-40 metres in already, and I don't know whether that just, you know, caught him off guard a little bit, but a fantastic run. Like I say, he fought that break, make sure Doom didn't get in front of him, and then maintained that lead the whole way round and still managed to finish strong. Doom did come back a little bit there, but he was tying up as well there, so a fantastic race there.
Yeah, looking confirmation there, Jack Minsel just nudging out Alexander Doom, one of the headline performers here with Greg Kelly. An excellent piece of running from Kelly as well, finishing in third place.
Representing Portugal.
So representing Portugal is excuse me, Ericsson Tavares. There's a glimpse of Tavares on the camera. Andre Franco. So Tavares and Franco, the two Portuguese runners in lane 6 and in lane 5. And Callum Mackenzie there last to be introduced to the crowd from Cumbernauld, as Ailey mentioned. Away again, first time, and a good start then from Ericsson Tavares, the Portuguese runner, in the outside lane. So too Andrew Franco, who's holding his own there, the 23 runner, also from Portugal, in lane 5. But inside him, as Kauslis of Lithuania and McGee running strongly as well. So they're coming off the top bend there. It's still Tavares of Portugal that has the lead. And in second place, Andre Franco is looking just to perhaps bide his time, but he's going to have a tall order on his hands here as Ericsson Tavares of Portugal, a 46.19 runner, so the class very much in the field and now showing what he can do. He slips away from the remainder of the pack there, but it's going to be a mighty close finish. Can he hang on and get second place? It looks like it's Andrew Franco who has finished in second place, a Portuguese 1-2. We'll get confirmation of that because it was difficult to identify who finished there in second and third. But no doubting the winner then, Ericsson Tavares from Portugal, the outstanding runner in terms of times in the field, but chased all the way by the man with a time of 46.69, Andre Franco. So it's been a good few seconds there for the Portuguese. Yeah, just confirmation, it was Bailey Lawton who was able to claim second place. And results there from the second of the heat, 400 metre heats then. Tavares of Portugal was the outright winner. So there is Lucas Stukas of Lithuania running in that outside lane.
46.48 representing Ipswich, and Great Britain, Stanley Shivos.
Stanley Shivas welcomed to the crowd there, the Ipswich-based runner.
Base of 46.67.
Bailey Lawton now
Bailey Lawton
on the camera. Bailey Lawton representing Great Britain. And away they go first time. And in that outside lane then, Lucas Suk has been chased down very quickly by both Lawton and Chivas. Lawton certainly running a strong back straight then, and he's able to overtake Chivas, looking to try and steal the lead. But so too Dylan McCulloch, a strong piece of running in the opening 200 from McCulloch, who will just take it with the race half complete there. But again, further movement down the back straight. And this race now very much on as there is movement further back. Shivas again looking to try and find a second win coming into that top bend, but suddenly an acceleration and the determination on the face there of Lucas Sutkas. Crossing the finish line first is indeed the Lithuanian runner Lucas Sutkas. And a strong finish there as well from both Stanley Shivas and Bailey Lawton to grab some of the lesser places, but again plenty of movement, plenty of opportunities there for each of the athletes.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how many of those athletes on the outside were expecting Dylan McCulloch to be taking the break there, you know, because he was in lane 3, and it's so hard when you're in those inside lanes to try and kind of get that advantage and get to the break before the rest of them without, you know, wasting so much energy. And then you just saw that, just, you know, Dylan just faded a little bit towards the end there. But you know, that's what you want to try and do. You want to try and get yourself in good positions, force people to go around you, you know, and affect their running style, affect their strides as well. And yeah, just try and make the most of that. But again, what we'd like to see in these 400s, we'd like to see them a little bit messy, a little bit competitive, and yeah, fantastic race again there.
And Stuart can give us confirmation of the third heat of the 400 metres men's.
Yes, Lucas Sutkas then of Lithuania winning in a time of 47.84 seconds. Bailey Lawton just finishing 48.45 in second place. Stanley Shivas 48.66. Milan Gabrani of the Czech Republic, running out of lane number 6. Victor Ricardo de Santos Soares with a time of 46.64 seconds. And then Ben Heron is in lane number 2. And Gattini of Italy, and again an under 18 runner, his personal best 50.86 seconds. Away they go then, down that back street. Milan Scabrini being chased all the way by Victor Ricardo de Santos Soares, but strong running as well in the inside 2 lanes from Gattani and from Heron. And looking down here, it's going to be some gentle running from Victor Ricardo de Santos Soares. Cabrini is sitting on his shoulder. Heading down that top bend, coming now into the home straight. And now accelerating to finish is Milan Scabrini. And Scabrini takes it with Victor de Santos Soares in second place, coming through to finish in third place. This was Ben Heron, and then in fourth place, Luke McLeod.
You don't necessarily want to be overtaken around the bend. It's just harder work. It's more for you to run. So if you can make that move on the straight, it's about going for it and committing to it, and making sure you can get past it. And once he did, he was comfortable and confident coming down that home straight. So again, didn't win the break, but was patient and made the right move when it mattered.
Yeah, there we are. It was a winner from Czech Milan Scabrini with a time of 47.06 seconds. Victor Ricardo de Santos Soares 47.66 seconds, and Ben Heron 47.98 seconds. So the winning time 47.06 seconds. Milan Scabrini in the final of the men's 400 metre heats.
We can move on towards the 800 metres women. This is the first of 2 heats. Lauren Kerr on the outside, Jill Cherry. Or in reverse order, it's Shakira King out in lane 6 and Sofia Vidak in lane 5. Lana Henrik in 4th. And they're off the first attempt. 4 laps of the track. And expected that Jill Cherry and inside Lauren Kerr get off to a solid start as they look to set the pace in this race. Shakira King with a sizable advantage with a couple of laps remaining, but there's still a long distance to go in this one, Ellie.
Yeah, that was about 57.5, I think Jill Cherry went through there. I'm not sure what the pace was asked before that, but Shakira King is just hanging on in there. She's a Euro Junior finalist, so well experienced, but she's grimacing a little bit coming into this last lap, but she can just keep that stride length going. She could hold on to this lead, but I'm not sure. She is digging in deep this last lap here.
Grimace on the face as she takes the bell. Vidak has got her in her sights and will be hoping to try and reel her in, but just tailing in behind. It's starting to slow down on that back straight, but Shakira King is starting to really strive towards this line, and it's looking like she's maybe built up a handsome enough advantage to take the tape, but we've still got a little bit of resistance here from Sofia Vidak, because she's going to have to try and keep it bay. And Hanek is going to come up.
Oh, well done. I thought she might fall on the line there.
Third position, but it shows, I think she's exhausted every last ounce of what she had in that race there.
Yeah.
It was an impressive start from Shakira King, but she really had to dig in.
I think it's worth noting actually at this point that there was a really impressive performance from Izzy Boffey last night actually in the 800 metres. She smashed her PB and ran a 1:57.43 to secure her world indoor qualifying time. So yeah, the 800 metres is looking great just now in the UK.
There's the results for the first of the 2 heats in the 800 metres women's in what's been a brilliant evening here in Glasgow at the Emirates Arena. Capacity crowd, 1,250 spectators have watched Shakira King stride to victory in her heat. And Emily Simpson is introduced to the crowd after Lucy Armitage took her bow. And then Hannah Cameron The Aberdeen athlete
The PB of
is in lane 4.
484.
And off they go. No false starts this time. No reason for Hayley Doyle to cast any aspersions on the athletes as they make their way down the back straight. And Kelsey Stewart has got off to a great start. Armitage and Simpson start to break away from Cameron, who's settled in 3rd position. Armitage still holds the lead as she approaches the bell. Simpson just on her shoulder, matching her stride for stride as they approach the finishing line. They'll be hoping, or certainly Simpson will be hoping, the positions will change as she sees that line to the culmination of this race. But they go down the back straight and Cameron is starting to dwindle away from this battle, and it is Armitage and Simpson matching stride for stride as they approach the final corner. Simpson on the shoulder, Armitage just able to keep an arm's length. It's going to come down to who's got it most in the final straight. Simpson looking to stride and get past Armitage, but Armitage is going to hold on and win it by the narrowest of margins in the quicker time of 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yeah, Armitage did really well there because she made her work, she made her go round, and then even coming into that home straight, she just moved out a little bit. And no, it was like, you're not going to get past me unless you have to work really hard here. So she held her own there really well there to hold on to that win. Great race.
Excellent performance from all the women who performed in that 800 metres. As Guy Lermonth is introduced, or reintroduced to this Glasgow crowd. It's been a few years since he's ran on home soil, and he'll be certainly going to put in a performance ahead of what is a big year for him.
Yeah, he's looking towards getting that Commonwealth Games qualifying standard. He's made that very clear that that's what he's wanting to do. Whether he gets it tonight, I'm not sure, but this will be the kickstart of his season. But no home advantage there, he's still sharing a lane with somebody else. But yeah, we'll see what form Guy's in.
And Jai Sispal is in lane 3, and then Jordan Phillips is the final athlete to be introduced alongside Ben Herron, who will be tasked with setting the pace in this one. So Phillips and Herron share the lane at the start, and Guy Lermonth wants to keep lane 6 as his own. And it's going to be an interesting battle between perhaps the 3 standouts in this race: Lermonth, Race and McKenna. It is McKenna who's going to take the bell, and then Race in behind, and then Phillips in third. Lermonth is being overtaken there by Zunino, the Italian athlete, as he starts to drop back down the field, and we can concentrate towards the front as McKenna, who's trying to keep Race just out of his sights as he comes off the bend, and Race is looking to start to kick towards the final straight, and he looks like he's stolen a march on McKenna, and he is going to stride in for a victory here. And Race has won the 800 metres Heat 1 here. He's winning it from Matthew McKenna, and Guy Lermonth scratches his head as he finishes further down the field, but it was an impressive showing from that man there. Confirmation: David Race in 1:47. He has set the bar. Eddie Hunter are next inside, and the field is made up with a couple of Scots as well: Joshua Mungan and Fraser Lupton. Joshua Mungan and Fraser Lupton. And Fraser Lupton will share the inside lane with Callum McKenzie. Long hold on the start as the footing of Fraser Lupton had to be adjusted before they were allowed to scamper away off the shoulder and then down the back straight. And as always, they'll look to try and get themselves into a favourable position. You can see the early exertions are perhaps starting to show in these athletes as the fizz starts to settle down slightly in this race. But there's a sizable gap there for Fisher at the front.
Yeah, I mean, he looks comfortable, but the rest are bulking up together and they are holding in them a little bit. Hard to tell sometimes. It's, you know, see the grimace on the face, but actually they're still moving well.
Waterworth has taken second position, but he is going to relinquish that just now. And Fisher is in everybody's sights as he takes the lead coming off of the final bend. Has he built a big enough gap to take the victory here? I think he's going to be difficult to catch him. Going all the way is Mungan, giving everything to this 800 metres. He's not going to catch Henry Fisher. 1:48. The unofficial time, a little bit slower than Heat 1, but it's a very impressive performance from Henry Fisher. He started the race as he meant to go on, and he never looked like he was giving up that lead.
No, it was good. I thought at one point, just that last kind of sort of 50-60 metres there, that I just thought his stride was shortened a little bit. And it's definitely, it is hard when you're coming down that home straight and there's a lot of noise, you don't know what's going on behind you, you're just trying to hold on and maintain that lead. But yeah, he did, that's what he did, and a good solid time.
Confirmation that Henry Fisher was the victor in the second of the 800 metres heats. Almost a whole second clear of Joshua Mungan, who put in a great performance in the 800 metres to finish second in that heat.
So we move now on to the women's 200 metres. 3 heats then. Isabel Black now appearing on the screen there. Isabel Black and Jasmine Moss. Sophie Thomas and Lewis Garland should be appearing shortly. So just a little bit of confusion over what was on the EAP International as to who was going to be running in the first of the heats. Marci Oleonytė from Lithuania has moved. Originally was going to be in Heat 2, is now in Heat 1. Sophie Thomas, Isabel Black, Jasmine Moss and Brooke Ironside are the runners then in the opening heat. Brooke Ironside with a good strong back straight then, being chased all the way by Jasmine Moss, but also running strongly Isabel Black. And Black looks to perhaps have a fraction of an advantage, but coming through strong is very much Moss. And I think Ironside may well take it on the line. Really, that was a fine start to that race, but yeah, it's interestingly enough, it looks as if Lewis Garland has dropped out and they've had to rejig a couple of the runners who were originally going to be in Heat 2 and move them into Heat 1. Yeah,
it was a good race. I mean, great race from lane 3 there, because 200 metres is there's advantages in those outside lanes, big advantages. So to be able to hold that in lane 3 from Thomas there, that was a really good performance. And then we're just getting the results coming up here. So 23.77 for Ironside, 23.86 from Thomas, and then Black 23.90. So a good battle there, in particular between Thomas and Black. But I think, yeah, impressive from Thomas there to get that second place there, particularly from lane 3.
Brooke Ironside on top in the women's 200. 23.77. Sophie Thomas finishing in second place. Isabel Black finishing down in third. Giorgia Belizani then is the outside lane in lane 6, the Italian. 23.16 runner. 23.29 runner now coming up representing Switzerland. And Celine Berge then is introduced to the crowd. Italy, Switzerland and then Ireland represented in the form of under 20 international runner Molly Daly. A clean start, away they go first time. And in that outside lane then, Bolzini looking to try and create a little bit of distance between her and Celine Berge. Berge trying to run a good top bend here and being chased all the way. Daly just on her inside, but on that outside lane, a second wind, and it looks as if the Italian could well be through for the victory. Giorgia Belizani with a fine piece of running in the closing stages. She certainly was challenged in that back straight, Ailey, but she came good in the end with a final strong 100 metres. Yeah,
I think that's the sort of advice you get when you're in the outside lane, is just make sure you don't see anybody when you're on that 200 metres. And yeah, she would have been aware of them on that back straight, but she held her form really well and then took the advantage coming down that home straight of the slope, and yeah, relatively comfortable.
And there's confirmation of Belizani's victory in the previous heat, 24.04. Molly Daly of Ireland finishing in second place. Celine Berge of Switzerland in third. men's long jump athletes just continued to wait. A little bit of a breather here really in terms of the proceedings, because as Dale mentioned, these races have been coming in such quick succession, so the audience, the crowd just allowed a moment to take a breath before Alison Bell is welcome to the crowd.
1-1, representing Lithuania at the European Championships in Rome 2024.
Bell in that outside lane.
Lucretia Saviad.
And Lucy Fraser.
Best time 23.98. Multiple
23.98 runner.
Lucy Fraser.
Susan Colorunso will be welcomed to the crowd as well in just a moment. So the athletes then settle onto their blocks. Bell in that outside lane. Colorunso off Gateshead in lane number 2. Evans and Fraser in the middle. Lithuania represented in lane 5. Again, it's a good clean start, and Alison Bell getting into her running quickly, but so too is Lithuania's Savicki. She's going to be a hard lady to catch here, but running strongly in the inside lane. Lucy Fraser comes through, but I think it's going to be Alison Bell who's got a second win and is able to beat the Lithuanian into second place there. And a photograph for third and fourth. A strong finish from Louise Evans coming through to try and perhaps catch the line and get third place in that race. But what a piece of 100-metre running there. Alison Bell, halfway through that race, she had a lot to do.
Yeah, again, going back to what I was saying earlier about the 400 metres, the exact same as 200 metres, it's about just being patient, not tightening up. That, you know, she was up on her, coming down that sort of 100 metres to go, and you could obviously feel her come up on Alison, but Alison knew she had the benefit of the slope coming into the home straight, and she just stayed nice and relaxed, and then as soon as she came down to this last 20-30 metres, she was able to open up and just run nice and comfortably and win that nicely. So yeah, it's about not tightening up, being confident and being patient that you're going to come through in the end, and that's exactly what she did. So a great race from Alison.
Andre Matic from Czech Republic on camera just now. Matteo Chevry of Switzerland. Matteo Shrev, welcome to the camera. First of 3 200-metre heats. Again, straight out the blocks and a clean start, and a good start from Felix Svensson in lane 5, but Matic again in lane number 5. It is Svensson in 6 incidentally. Matic in lane 5 coming through looking strongly, but Svensson is challenging him, and Svensson again looking very strong towards the line. It's going to be a 1-2 there. Switzerland again just in front of Matic, who's finished in second place, and the 20.30 runner there of Felix Svensson digging deep and showing his qualities in the closing stages of that race to come good after being challenged after the first 100 metres.
Yeah, that was a good battle, that one. And again, you sort of see it with the 200 metres. Again, go back to the sort of harping on a bit of the lane draws, but it almost is like two separate races when you look at the athletes that, you know, draw the inside lanes and then the athletes in the outside lane. It's a real battle in those outside lanes for who's going to get the victory.
A little glimpse there of Carlo Marcius, Croatian national champion on 5 occasions. Just outside him in that outside lane, lane 6, is Diego Aldo Petrossi. Just 4 athletes in the second of the 3 200-metre races. Truskauskas then is welcome to the crowd. 18 times national champion indoor and out, so a real dominant figure in Lithuanian sprinting. As from the crowd, away they go first time, and a good start out the blocks there from Aldo Pedrossi, the Italian, streaking down that back straight, but being raced all the way by Marcius, the Croatian runner, coming off the bench strong. Now what does Petrossi have in his lock-up? Petrossi is just going to hold off the Croatian athlete, I think, on the line. He's just done enough. Coming through there in third place was Truskauskas of Lithuania, and Alabi finishing by line of sight anyway in 4th place. But a strong run from all 4 athletes.
Yeah, I mean, that one pretty much again went to the book. You're looking at the sort of lane 6, 5, 4, 3, and that seems to be the order favorite cross line, although a very close finish there. And again, kudos to those guys. It's just about staying relaxed and not tightening up when somebody's right up on your shoulder. And again, like I've said, for every 200 metre race, it's just taking advantage of that slope coming into that home straight and having that faith that you're going to maintain that and you're going to be able to just take that lead.
21.31 seconds the winning time, and second place 21.36. There's the confirmation of the runners in the second heat there, and Petrossi winning in that time of 21.31 seconds, ahead of 21.36 in second place. Kauskas in third, 21.79. One of the under 23s runners there, Fabian Powell on the screen, the reigning under 23s Portuguese champion Gabriel Maia, and Stuart Linton from Aberdeen gets a warm round of applause from the crowd as he's welcomed there. You see his time of 23, just over 23 seconds here at the Emirates this Saturday evening in Glasgow. So all eyes on the track, a clean start. And again, the two runners with the best start, Adant and Powell in the outside lanes then, Adant of France and Powell of Great Britain. Powell looks to try and just take a lead into the bend, but he's been faced all the way by Maia, and Maia's looking very strong as well. Could he be across the line to finish first? He has. He's managed that race very well. A steady start, got into his running and was able to chase down the two runners on his outside, and Gabriel Maia, an excellent under 23 champion from Portugal, comes good.
Yeah, great race, particularly from lane 4, sorry. I take it all back now, saying it's the advantage of 6 and 5 there, but yeah, he just kept his cool there. I think it was the athlete in lane 5 got a cracking start. He was right up on the athlete and he's outside straight away, and I don't know if I just put a bit of pressure on those two and they were kind of battling out, and then that left that space to come through and get that at the end there. But that's a great performance, particularly, like I say, from one of the inner lanes.
Gabriel Maia then winning that race in those sporting colours.
Hi, I'm Manu Duplantis. Subscribe to the European Athletics YouTube channel down below.